Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? Welcome back to another brand new video. Now today we have some crazy news regarding Ubisoft, of course. Now this time it's good news, it's not bad news, because most of the time when I say Ubisoft, it's always bad news, but this time I promise it's good news. Alright then, let's jump right into the news where we have Ubisoft who are now planning to surprise us with a brand new Prince of Persia remake. Now I do understand that we've already spoken about this, the new Prince of Persia remake is happening and we have a brand new announcement which is coming very soon. But right now we have a brand new leak which is coming from one of the retailers who has now leaked when we're going to be seeing the official reveal, official trailer or gameplay of the new Prince of Persia remake. Now this information is coming from videogameschronicles.com, so shout out to those guys. Where in their news article they basically said a Prince of Persia remake announcement is planned for Ubisoft forward, journalist claims. Now previously we did discuss about this topic where the Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier basically informed us or claimed that Ubisoft is planning to release a brand new event where they're going to be announcing the new Prince of Persia game. And it seems like Jason Schreier is not the only one who seems to be knowing about this secret plan that Ubisoft is holding. And apparently it's not just Prince of Persia, there's something even more huge which I will get to in a minute in this video, so make sure you guys watch it till the end. Now of course this information is coming from a retailer named max.com.gt who recently published and pulled off this information from their website, of course, because most of the retailers who seem to be leaking information, they basically like leak the information and they kind of pull it off their website so they don't get into trouble or whatsoever. But it seems like max.com.gt might already be in trouble, so they don't really give a fuck. So anyways, it seems like the retailer has now announced that the new Prince of Persia remake will be coming for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Now he hasn't really given us any information if this game is going to be coming out for the Xbox version. Maybe this is some kind of a PlayStation buy the game kind of a trick, I don't know, man. And Jason previously told that PlayStation exclusive which are coming up is going to make a lot of people in the gaming community really disappointed, and maybe I'm guessing this is one of those things which he basically meant by disappointment by just making Prince of Persia game a PlayStation exclusive, because this leak from the retailer does not showcase the Xbox One version or the Xbox Series X version. The only thing that this retailer basically put out is the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch version. So these are the both consoles that are now confirmed, or at least rumored from all the information we have so far from the leaks. According to the retailer max.com.gt, he has now said that Ubisoft is going to be making an official announcement with a brand new trailer as well as a gameplay. Now according to the reports here, it seems like some journalist guy claims that Ubisoft is going to be announcing their brand new Prince of Persia remake game on September 10th, which is of course during the Ubisoft Forward event. Now I don't know if this is the Ubisoft Forward 2 or Forward 3. Like how many Ubisoft Forward events was already done? I'm really confused, like 1 or 2, or is this the third one? Let me know in the comments, man. So summarizing this information, it seems like Prince of Persia remake is going to be announced with brand new gameplay or trailers on September 10th. That is the first information right here. Moving on to the next information, we now have Gods and Monsters, baby. Now I know a lot of you guys are super excited, and also you guys have been asking me to make more videos about Gods and Monsters, but lads, let me tell you, there was absolutely no information for all these days, and Ubisoft wouldn't tell me shit, of course, right? They wanted to keep this as a big secret, a big surprise for fans, and apparently we have a brand new leak which is coming from Microsoft where they accidentally put Gods and Monsters on the official Microsoft store, on the Xbox store, where you could actually pre-order the game. And after a few minutes they realized that this was an accident, or maybe Ubisoft wanted them to do it, because every time a brand new Ubisoft game comes out it always tends to get leaked. Maybe it's because they want to create this some kind of hype in the community, I don't really know. But listen, man, the story here is that Microsoft has now leaked Gods and Monsters, and they have now given us a brand new release date for this game. And it seems like Ubisoft decided to kind of rebrand Gods and Monsters, and they've now kind of changed up the name of the game from Gods and Monsters to Immortals Phoenix Rising. So that's the name of the game. I don't really understand why they went for this game, because it's really hard to spell anyways. I kind of prefer saying Gods and Monsters, to be honest, because that was much easier. Like, what kind of a name is Immortal Phoenix Rising? Like who would ever remember a game named Immortal Phoenix Rising? Like that's so stupid. But gentlemen, we have some brand new gameplay screenshots for Phoenix Immortal Rising, or Gods and Monsters, whatever you guys want to call this. So this seems like one of those gameplay screenshots here from the in-game footage on the Xbox One, of course, because this is coming from Microsoft Xbox Store. Now here, as you can see, we're flying around. It kind of looks more animated, kind of cartoony vibe. And here, as you can see, there's also another screenshot here where we are fighting some kind of a bull man. Like, he's pretty huge. And this game kind of gives me that vibe of Assassin's Creed Odyssey if that game was animated into cartoony type hype, and that's the type of game this is trying to be, I believe. And looking at the locations from the map here, it seems very similar to what we have already seen in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We also have this temple right here, which is very similar to what we have already seen in Assassin's Creed Odyssey as well. So the location seems pretty similar to Odyssey, and it seems like we're going to be fighting a lot of mythical beasts or monsters. That's basically how this game is going to be, and it's going to be an open world RPG game. Now here we have another screenshot where we are fighting this flying eagle beast. I don't know, man, everything looks like a half bull and half human, or a flying thing or whatever weird stuff. Okay, so we can also fly, so the enemies can fly, and there's a lot of shit going on here. There's also big castles around here which you can explore, pretty much like Assassin's Creed game. And these weapons which are going to be available in this game, as you can see, there's plenty of weapons here, and those all look really good. And there's also different armor sets, very similar to what we have seen in Assassin's Creed Odyssey once again. And I believe like this is a game that Ubisoft wanted to make, and they kind of like mixed that up with Assassin's Creed game, and they wanted to see how people are going to be responding. And of course I hated Assassin's Creed Odyssey for how they ruined the Assassin's Creed genre, of course, but now it seems like they're going to be implementing all those stuff they imagined into a completely different game, and it's going to be more cartoony style. So this is kind of good, you know. This game is completely different, it's going to have its own stories, and it's different from Assassin's Creed series. And this is everything we wanted, because I don't want to see mix up of these fantasy games into Assassin's Creed games, because that kind of ruins the experience, I guess, the reality experience anyways. And moving on to the next screenshot here, it seems like we have a very huge ape with just one eye. Also very similar to what we already saw with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because we had this huge giant that we could fight in Odyssey, I believe. And what I honestly feel is that this game is everything that Ubisoft wanted Assassin's Creed to be, but they couldn't add all these fantasy stuff. But they couldn't really add all of these fantasy stuff into Assassin's Creed, because that could actually ruin the lore, of course, and they decided to make an entirely different game for this. And if you guys are fans of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, then I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to be loving the shit out of this game. And of course I will also be covering this game, because I love fantasy games, I love RPG games, but not in Assassin's Creed series, because I want that to be completely different. And this release date was of course leaked from the Microsoft Xbox Store, which says December 2, 2020 is going to be the release date. And they've also given us a file size of how big the download size of this game is going to be, which is 30 gigabytes right here, and they categorized it as action and adventure. Ubisoft Quebec is developing this, and published by Ubisoft, of course, and age rating is still pending. And a very big thanks to Mohammed Syed for sending me all of these screenshots and letting me know about this information. So he's one of the subscribers, of course, so thank you so much for this information. And now of course it seems like Ubisoft has some very big plans to announce Gods and Monsters, which is now rebranded as Immortal Phoenix Rising, or whatever bullshit that name is. I really don't like it. And they're also going to be announcing a Prince of Persia remake game, which none of us expected, of course, and it is happening. Yes, it is happening. So I think these two games are going to be the main focus of Ubisoft Forward Event 2 or Forward Event 3. I'm not really sure which part this Ubisoft Forward Event is, maybe 2 or 3. Let me know in the comments. So Prince of Persia is of course going to be a real fun ride to nostalgia, and I'm super excited to see how they're going to be remaking this game. Is it going to stand up to current generation standards, or will the graphics remain very similar to what Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Valhalla currently remains at? And we shall know all of these informations on September 10th on Ubisoft Forward Event, which I will be live streaming on my channel, of course. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe and turn that little bell notification icon on so you don't miss out on my daily uploads every single day, of course. With that being said, lads, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to go ahead and leave a big fat like on this video, because that really helps me out, helps the channel, helps the videos, and also supports all my future content as well. Because if you leave a like in this video, that could actually help out the YouTube algorithm. So please take a few seconds of your life and make sure to go smack that like button, of course. With that being said, let me know in the comments down below on which upcoming Ubisoft games are you guys super excited for. Me personally, I'm very excited for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, as well as Prince of Persia remake, of course. Let me know which is going to be your first pick. Is it Assassin's Creed, or is it Watch Dogs, or is it Prince of Persia, or maybe it's Gods and Monsters? Who knows? Let me know your opinions down below in the comments. With that being said, I hope you guys have a blast already, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.
NANI?!